All right, guys. Hey, hole number 9 here, and we're going to be setting ourselves up for a layup this time. We're going to put on our accurate clubs, the ones we feel most comfortable for accuracy, and nice ball guide. And I'm going to go with this bag. If you guys remember from my first day, I got a little too aggressive downwind, and it hit the rough by, under. It was just fractionally. I hit the rough at the very tip. If you come in on that just slightly, I think I had a 3-something wind, I believe, and I played 2 per ring. Well, I played at least 2 rings short, 2 full rings, and it still wasn't enough. So anytime you have a tailwind and it's straight downwind, and you're shooting to a lower target as well, you want to make sure you overplay that wind. Oh wow, I'm planning to go with an extra mile 7. Why are you still in rookie, dude? Just go to pro. So I'm one of those guys that, I try to leave rookie as fast as possible. And I encourage you guys to do so as well. The only reason that I keep this account here is basically for you guys. If I progress this, then I won't have a rookie count. I have to start another account. So I don't play tour play with this. This was just for tournament use, and it's the only reason that I'm still here. I encourage you guys to leave rookie as soon as possible. There's no club upgrades you can get. You can see, this guy, the only thing he can really get from this tournament is extra mile cards. And as you can see, he is working with an extra mile 7. But aside from that, first off, I'm not a huge advocate of extra mile anyway, so I would never stay in a tournament just for extra mile cards under any circumstance. But keep in mind here, I'm going to go that extra ring, kind of like I mentioned. We're going to play it much more towards 3 rings this time instead of the 2, which is going to be more than enough. You'll see that it'll land at least a ring or half ring short. You can see I'm well short of that fairway. We're just going to work on getting the ball in play and hopefully just positioning our second shot. But as I was mentioning, you're better off going to pro. When you move on to pro, in rookie division, you can only win Tour 1, Tour 2, Tour 3 chess. There's no good cards in Tour 1, Tour 2, or Tour 3. They essentially don't exist. The only thing that I actually use from that set on a daily basis is Backbone. But it really needs to develop itself. It needs to be a Backbone 8, Backbone 9, Backbone 10. But that cub is very easy to get in later tours. You don't need to hang around down here to get it. It'll come in basically almost 20% of your chest that you open anyway. So, no reason to really stick in these lower tours. You're much better off going up into pro as soon as you can. Then you start being able to get Tour 4, Tour 5, Tour 6 clubs. That's the Thor's Hammers, the B-52s, the Amazons, the Endbringers, all that good stuff. So that's one of the best reasons that I would, encourage you guys to move on. And here you can see, I'm going to need to go at least half power to kind of get this up here threaded where I want it. So that's what you're going to see me do with my power, is just kind of set it midway, focus on perfect ball, and just trying to hit it into that little funnel target up there. That's a nice high bounce. And ideally, we get it up there close enough to the sand that we can get the thorn distance here. And that's one of the reasons that we bring Katana ball here, is for this third shot approach. I do think it's going to give me a good chance to potentially get this eagle still. Of course, there's a couple ways to go about getting this shot. We can either get it with a bounce shot like this. There's a rough bump type approach on the other side of that bunker, which can be a little bit harder to pull off. And then there's a fairway backspin shot that I also do as well. So technically 3 ways to go about still securing this eagle. All of them are a little bit challenging though. No matter what method you choose, you're going to have a little bit of a difficult shot. Probably the best way to go in about getting it is probably the rough bump, but it's also still very challenging in itself. And here you can see I can't even get it up to there because I didn't quite drive it far enough. So you can see laying back here, Really is going to cost me. And more than anything, you're just going to see me try to play it kind of like this. And as I mentioned, 2.2 per ring is kind of my my play here. See if I can't get this positioned. Some top spin here. I had to let go. I don't think I had another half second. So you see me releasing there well early. Unfortunately, I think I wasted too much shot clock to get you guys that revision. But you can see, just be critical of that second bounce. You could see that on the fairway it had kind of one trajectory. On the fringe it had another trajectory. So be sure that wherever you're setting up for, that you're trying to make that bounce hit that surface and you actually correctly hit it. That's going to be the best chance that you have to make it. As you can see, if I would have held that needle, I would have ran out of time. So that's why you see me releasing early and just, basically getting my birdie, making sure that I got it onto the green as opposed to running out of time. But at the very least, you could rewind that and check that out that I mentioned about, the fairway and fringe kind of taking two different trajectories. Definitely something to keep in mind and focus on for when you guys have to do the shot, as it'll make it a lot easier for you guys. And here you can see I'm playing a guy with a backbone 9. So, it's going to be hard to win this one. I could much as easily just forfeit this one out, in my opinion. This is going to be a bear for me to win. But I'll try. We'll do what we can. I'm assuming, this guy should be 90%, especially using a Kingmaker. But he is putting a little bit too much curl in this. Also got a great ball to the right. So you never know. I might be able to, sneak this one out. That is only about 4 yards. And I'm pretty sure that I can beat that even with my underdeveloped backbone. So first thing, I can't do that rough bump. Technically, I don't need to. I'm just going to get, do what my opponent did, just get a little bit more aggressive. So here you're going to see me just aim here. I'm not really going to have to curl this at all. And I'll just play this, a ring and a half for my win play. And just gently get the ball rolling to the right. So here you can see that it just bumps up, and I can sneak in with a nice full backbone with more backspin than mine. You can play that a lot more safely than what I had to do. So very fortunate there to be able to pull up the win. But at the very least, hopefully you guys can get that eagle on that tough par 5 there. It's gonna require a nice fairway holdout, but very manageable. So work on trying to get that bump shot to run up in there, and good luck with your guys' opening rounds.